Hi.
Hello and welcome to Macmania episode 42 actually. I was about to say 24 for some reason.
Episode, I don't know. Not last week.
I don't know how that works out, but anyway, it's for the 21st of September, 2012, and I'm back. Alongside me is the two hosts, Mark Knight and Elliot Lyons. Mark Knight from the Legend Elliot 94. Sorry. Mark.
No. What? No.
Elliot's from the Legend Elliot 94. I'm having a bad day, aren't I? Elliot's from the Legend Elliot 94 channel, and Mark's from the Mr. Mark UK 1 channel. So, did I get that right?
Yes. Well, I'm going to keep it all in anyway. I'm going to keep it all in to make the audience laugh.
I don't know why I did that, but I don't know why I did
that. I'm not from that channel.
Mr. Mark UK 1 channel. And Elliot's from the Legend Elliot 94. So, for some reason, I just said the wrong thing.
Elliot has partnership, I don't.
Let me just clarify, it's episode 42. It's for the 21st of September 2012. And Mark's from Mr. Mark UK 1 and Elliot's from Legend Elliot 94. Okay?
Yes.
So, productions. So, yeah.
I might not be on the show much longer anyway.
Sorry about that, but anyway.
I might not be on the show much longer anyway.
Sorry?
I might not be on the show much longer.
Oh, well, hopefully we can sort something out, hopefully.
Maybe do it on a weekend.
It'd be real sad to see you leave.
We could do it on a weekend.
Yeah, that could be right. Well, I'm free now because my job has kind of ended for the year now, so I start up again next year. So anyway, we'll get on to the news. Today's just going to be a bit of news. I'm just recapping last week's keynote announcement. Putting my views in and also hearing Mark and Elliot's views as well. You would have heard him last week on Macmania, but we'll do it again this week. And one of the things I really want to talk about, and I want to talk about straight away, is the new iPod Touch. It's something that... Oh, look, I'm a very big fan of the iPod Touch. Mark is too, and I don't know if Elliot is, but...
He's got an iPhone 4S.
The iPod Touch, it's something that... It's been rumoured over the last couple of weeks. It was good to see a new iPod Touch because it's been rumoured that it could be gone, it could be demolished from Apple's company, and could be replaced by an iPad mini. But it was good to see the iPod Touch be renewed for the first time since 2010. There were some very good features in it that has been included. And actually, we actually had predictions. We did predictions throughout the couple of episodes in the lead up to this, and said about the iPod Touch and what it would have. We did say about the camera, and of course we were right. 1080p video it shoots, which makes it a very good camera.
Yes, it does. Also, we're all also about Siri being on the iPod Touch, and a few people said, I don't think it will be because of Wi-Fi and 3G and things like that. But Siri is on the iPod. Brilliant! It says, at last I am going to have Siri on my iPod. Also...
Yeah, this didn't occur to me until... This didn't occur to me. I was away, by the way, guys, so I didn't really get all the news until early this morning. I decided to watch the keynote. The video that they put up, they normally put the video of the keynote up. I watched it, and I actually didn't know it had Siri until then, and I was absolutely excited. And I said, I'm definitely getting it. I'm going to
watch that.
It's good to see Siri. I said about Siri, we have discussed about Siri being in it, and now it's finally in it.
Also, for the first time ever, the iPod Touch
what do you think?
Comes in 5 different colours.
That's really good. What do you think about it, Elliot? The iPod Touch.
What do
you think about it? The new one.
Well, I said to last week. I said to Mark, it's like a sort of, although like the internals are like a lot better, like the processor and the screen, the Retina display, and the camera. Yeah. The actual design on the outside looks like the first one that come out.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, we should mention also about just saying about the processor and all that. It does run on the A5 chip, so it's different to the iPhone. The iPhone actually runs on the A6 chip now, so the iPod runs on the A5, but it's the first time it's running on the A5 because remember last year it did not get an upgrade except the colour, which was it introduced white.
And now pink, green, blue.
It got the A5 chip. Didn't get an A6 chip, but got the A5, which it's fair enough. It's good as long as we get a chip update, I guess. And the graphics are more faster and better. Look, I cannot be very happier with the iPod. Also, the bigger screen as well is going to make a difference. I think this is more of a camera device now.
Yes, definitely.
Because Apple has sure improved the camera. It's an eyesight camera. It does panorama, I think it's called, which is where you hold your... Yeah, panorama, that's it. And you hold it and you go like that. That's pretty cool. And then what they've also included is a little loop armband thing. So what you can do is down the bottom there's a little circle and you put the band onto there, and then what you can do is you can put it on your hand, you can put it around your arm and hold it around, and then so
does that come with the iPod?
You can't really drop it. If you drop it, then
the strap come with the iPod?
Yeah,
it does. No.
Yeah, it comes with the iPod and it comes with the color that you have got.
Yeah.
So there's new colors, like Mark said. There's 5 different colors. There's black, silver, pink, yellow, blue, and there's also a special red one, which is basically for all of those. Some of that money from the red one will go to a
charity.
What do you call it?
Charity.
A charity.
Yes.
That's it. A charity.
Now, our question from us to you.
So,
we have a question. If you are going to get the new iPod Touch, which colour are you going to get? Tweet us at Macmania71, or even email us at macmania71@gmail.com, or even on the Facebook page, Macmania71. Or Facebook in front.
What will you get, Mark, if you get it?
I don't know.
What colour will you get, Mark?
I'll probably get... I don't know. Probably the... I don't know. I like the black one. I've always liked the black iPod, so I might get the black, or even green, or even red.
That's the same there. I'll probably get the black one.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'll probably get the black one. If you got it, Elliot, I don't know if you're going to get it, but if you get it, or if you would get it, or if you're going to get it, what colour would you get? Or what colour do you like the most?
Huh.
I don't know. Well, I like the blue. I must say, I did like the blue one. It's different, so yeah, I probably would get the blue.
Now, something I've pointed out as well, I've not pointed out, I've actually discovered, is that with this iPod Touch, there's actually no 8GB. I've looked on the website and everything. There's actually no 8GB. There's only a 16GB and a 32GB. So they removed the 8GB. They didn't announce this, but it's not on the website. You've only got a choice of the 16GB and the 32GB. What do you reckon would be the causes of that, about removing the 8GB? Are people not buying it anymore, is it just too small memory? Because I've got the iPod Touch 4th generation. It's on. I'm using it as a camera now, and it's 8GB, and it is a very small memory. I'm actually running out of memory now on it. So do you reckon that'd be the reason? Do you reckon?
I think so, because my iPod Touch is a 32GB, and I actually bought it from a friend, and I've never ever filled up the memory on it yet.
Yeah. 32GB is really big, yeah, and 16GB is good too. I've got it on my iPad, 16GB, which is not here right now, but yeah, I do have a 16GB iPad. No, I haven't run out of memory yet. I've still got heaps of memory, so I guess Apple's done pretty well. What do you think about that, Elliot? About removing the 8GB iPod?
Yeah, I mean they've got to now, because if you it's because it's got the HD video. It's going to take up a lot more room anyway. So 8 gigs is not going to be a lot. So
that's right. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot at all. And yeah, but it's a really good device, the iPod Touch. I'm really happy with it. I think it's a very good upgrade, and it's really saved the iPod Touch, I guess, because in some ways, well, not saved it, I guess, but like, you know, we talked about a few weeks ago about how, you know, we're talking about if the iPod Touch would die and the iPad Mini will come. We didn't see the iPad Mini; that was rumored. Do you think we'll see it now, or do you reckon that's not going to really play out, or it's not really going to come into the perspective?
I actually think they're going to bring out a smaller version.
You think? Well, yeah, it could happen.
Yeah.
But now that they've done this, now that they've updated the iPod Touch, they really won't demolish it from Apple now. You know, like, this is a whole new ball game for the iPod Touch. Siri and the camera, and like I said, it makes a good device with the camera. Like I said a few weeks ago about if they did add the camera, they've added the camera, a better camera, I should say. So they've really done a lot with this iPod Touch, and it's a real big iOS device that's really matching up. If you can't afford an iPhone, you just want a device that's not a phone, get the iPod Touch and you can play music, and then you've also got all these other things as well. And also you've got Siri to help you out as well. So I believe, I don't know if you can do it, but I think you can load music by using Siri. So saying Siri, play song. And all that. So we'll go through starting with you, Mark. What do you rate the iPod Touch out of 10?
Probably 10 because my one's iPod Generation 3, so I've been offered update for ages. So probably a 10. I can't really rate it from here because I want to have a play of it first and see what it's different compared to the iPod 3. So yeah, so at the moment 10, but who knows, I might change my mind when I get that device. Elliot?
Right. Elliot, what do you rate the iPod Touch out of 10?
Oh, I don't know. I always say 9 because you always get better. But I don't know. Obviously, I haven't been on it, but yeah, it's really good though. If you don't want to get an iPhone, then that's you want to go for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Look, I'm going to go with 10 because I'm simply happy with this iPod Touch. Apple's done everything that they possibly can with this iPod Touch, and another thing I want to go on to talk about is that they've added new earphones.
The AirPods, they're called.
Earphones, headphones.
AirPods, yes, AirPods. Now, with that, apparently...
AirPods, 3 years in the making.
Yeah, they scanned over 100 ears, didn't they, to get the right fitting.
Yeah. Yeah, they look very good, these earphones, and I'm definitely gonna hopefully try these. They look very good. And did you discuss the earpods, by the way, on the show last week?
We discussed it, but we just said, there's new earpods, blah 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 blah. That was pretty much it.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the earpods? Do you think they look pretty cool?
Well,
or, like by the look of them?
Well, the look at them may look weird. I've never seen anything like it before. But I don't know. I'll obviously test them out first. Obviously, if I could, I'll use these headsets for my iPod, but it's a USB plug-in, not a pluggy, buttony, pushy thingy which you get on the earphones. So.
Well, they look a lot more comfortable.
Yes, definitely.
They look a lot more comfortable, so...
Yeah.
There was a video from Solder Knows Best. A little shout out from Solder Knows Best. He did a review on them and an unboxing of them, and he's saying when you run, they don't fall out and you don't have to move them. You just put them in your ear and they adapt straight away.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Look, you got to think they will be really good because they've spent 3 years making these. They've done tests and all about the sizes of ears. If you haven't seen the video of the earpods, it's not an ad, but it's the video about them. You can go to the Apple YouTube channel, or I think it might be on the Apple website. If you just go to apple.com, apple.com.au,
.uk, AU,
wherever you're from.
Wherever you're from, whatever you're doing at this present time.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And I reckon these are pretty good. They're $30. They're the same price as the old ones that they had. So they're pretty good. And I'm really looking forward, if I do get an iPod Touch, I'm really looking forward to trying these out. They look pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good. And they're made by Apple, so they're going to be good.
Most definitely, yes.
Okay, alright. Moving on, the iPhone 5, that actually launched today. I believe that the iPhone 5 launched. I don't know if it launched. I think it did launch today in the UK.
You could have pre-ordered it. You can pre-order it last week online to get it this week, or you can actually go to store today or yesterday and pick the iPhone 5 up, which I was kind of disappointed about. We're all saying the iPhone 5 is already out. The 4S is the iPhone 5. It's the model version, Generation 5, isn't it? So why have they called it the 5? They should have called it the 6.
Yeah. Well, I've been thinking about this and I heard you say this on the show last week, Mark, and I've heard you say it before that it should be called the iPhone 6. But I've kind of went in a bit of a bit of thinking about why they've maybe called it the iPhone 5. And if you go back to years, they've called the iPhone from the iPhone 1, and then they've done the iPhone 3G, but then you see the iPhone 4, that was a major update, wasn't it? We got a camera, we got a new design, didn't we? We got a whole new design of the iPhone. But then you saw the 4S, it wasn't a real big update than the other iPhone. The only update you got with it is Siri, and then I think there was a port change or something, and I think it was the 3GS also, there was a minor update as well. So I think they've called it the iPhone 5. I think they're going, the iPhone 4 was a major update, the iPhone 4S was a minor update, the iPhone 4S was a minor update, the iPhone 5 a major update. I think if there's an iPhone 5S, that will be a minor update. I think that's what they're kind of doing. I don't know, it's hard, I guess it might be, I don't know if you understand but what I'm saying, but, you know, they're going minor update, major update, minor update, if you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's just, not my opinion, but like, just what I think that might be the case. But I do agree with you, Mark, you know, we probably all thought, like, people thought after the iPad, when they called it the new iPad, they were going to call the iPhone the new iPhone, see, you know. So, it's interesting. What do you think, guys, of the design though, and also the software of it as well?
It looks nice. Obviously, A6 chip in it now. It would have been nice to see it in like 5 different colours as well as the iPod Touch. Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting it anytime soon.
I'm thinking of getting it for Christmas. So I need a new phone, but I'm out of contract, so I need a new phone. So I'll look into it. What do you think about it, Elliot? Good design?
Yeah. A lot thinner. Bigger screen. I like the bigger screen. I think that's probably something I would like, especially when watching movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then I suppose that's part
exactly
of
right.
I suppose that's part of the better camera as well for pictures.
Yeah, the camera's spectacular. Yeah. Yeah, no, really good. And I was watching on the news tonight. The iPhone 5 did release today in Australia, so this morning it released, and then I'll tell you a couple of things. Firstly, in Queensland, I think it was, there was a rare appearance of Steve Wozniak. So I don't know why he's over in Australia, but he was lining up at an Australian Apple store to get the iPhone. If you don't know who Steve Wozniak is, the co-founder of Apple. So he founded it as well.
But it's Steve Jobs. I was want to talk about it in a minute.
They showed him on the news. He was talking, and he got 2 iPhones. He got the black one and the white one because he couldn't choose the colour. So he got a black one and a white one. So that was really funny. But one guy said that this could be the best iPhone yet. Which I do agree, but I won't really agree just yet because I kind of haven't tried it. But I did see pictures of it, and it looks pretty good. And the bigger display is going to really make a difference. I also like how with the apps it will stretch out, so the developers don't really need to kind of, I guess, do up their apps for the display, but I reckon they will though, because it might not look as good. But it's a very good phone, a very good update, and we saw some. Probably the design is probably the biggest thing of the phone, I reckon, and the A6 chip.
Yes, but you can't really fault with it. iOS 6 makes it what it is, I think. So because I've got it now. And been using it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good.
And apparently, somebody said the iPhone was iPhone for Steve, iPhone 4S. No, I was told that. Which there was a few rumours after, unfortunately, Steve Jobs died. But they have bought the keynote earlier because I'm sure the keynote was around October time. Because unfortunately Steve Jobs died on 5th of October. It was about a week before, and the day before iPhone 4S was released, Steve Jobs passed away. So it's kind of interesting why they brought it forward. The keynote.
Yeah.
Anyone want to know why?
Moving on, I just want to talk a bit about. I've left this out. I haven't mentioned this, but I'll mention it now because I wanted to leave it out about the pin connector. They have now got a smaller pin connector. It's called Lightning, I believe.
Yep.
So they have Thunder and Lightning. That was the joke made in the keynote. I like what they've done with it. I think it's pretty cool. However, the adapter, they have an adapter with it. So if you want to still plug your phone into docks and all that with the old pin connector, you have to get this adapter, which is around $30 Australian money. I think they should. What's that?
My dock connector for my iPod.
Right. I reckon they should include it into. I don't know. I reckon they should probably include it into the. Oh no, actually, I don't know now. But
Yes, I think they should.
what do you think of the new pin connector?
Well, obviously, you're right. I should include it with the new iPhone 5, sorry, and the new iPod Touches, which I do reckon they should be, because obviously they're trying to make more money. People probably got old iPods laying around, iPod they used to use, or an old iPhone, and they've all got to buy a load of new leads again. So really, I think pay like a little bit extra, but not the same price when you buy your new iPod or iPhone 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the new pin connector. I think it's pretty good though. I think it's good they've made it smaller. I think. And because it's new technology now. Now many people are using wireless now than iTunes. And speaking of iTunes, they did an iTunes update, so they've updated the iTunes store as well as the iTunes on the computer as well. iPod Nano. Did you talk about the iPod Nano last week? I'm guessing you did.
We did. It's smaller, but it's more like the iPod Touch with icons, but it's not. It's also got a little home button.
Mini iPod Touch.
Yeah, that's what it is. There was no mini iPad. It's a mini iPod Touch.
Can't have apps on it though.
No.
There's no apps.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
The iPod Nano, I think they've done a really good job with the iPod Nano. I think it's really good. And I like how they've brought back the camera. There was rumours about the camera, and we thought, now hang on a minute, they're going to bring a camera to this little tiny Nano, but they've made it bigger. And then they've brought back the camera, because people love the camera on the iPod Nano with the click wheel. And now they've made it a pretty good device. So, what do we think about the iPod Nano? 10 out of 10. Out of 10.
Yeah.
9.
That is a massive update. That is a definite update. No, I think that's going to be really good.
I'm not going to get it though.
Fun to use, kind of. So
the Nano and the Touch will be out in October. So there's no real date. They just said it will be out in October. While the iPhone was out today. And the Apple EarPods are also out now. They were out on the day of the conference. And the iOS 6 was also released during the week as well. What do we think about iOS 6? I don't know if you've got it, Mark, because I don't think third generation.
No, I haven't got it
this time round. But what do you? But Elliot, you've got it. What do you think of it?
Well, I'm gonna go through it quickly. Right, first, I'm gonna just go through some of the things it's got. But overall, it's really, really good. It just seems easier to use and it looks better. So, but first, you pull down the top of the screen, you can actually Facebook and Twitter are already there, so you can just tweet and post on Facebook right from that. They've updated. Oh yeah, the new maps is really good. Now, this obviously they got rid of Google Maps. Now the new maps. Let me just go. I'm gonna go London and show you the new 3D thing. Hang on.
For some reason, it hasn't been coming up on my iPod, the 3D. I don't know why. I'm having a bit of trouble with the maps.
It's not everywhere. It's in cities. If you go in New York, New York looks really good. That looks really good. So you turn that on. And I'm going to just zoom in, hang on, so you can see some buildings that, hang on.
Canary Wolf.
And you can actually...
for some reason I'm having trouble with the Maps app. I'm still trying to work it out, because for some reason when I go to places and stuff, it doesn't have the 3D the 3D button down the bottom. It just has a location button.
So let's try and get to Canary Wharf. I don't know where it is, but let's just go here. Well, this is like, so you can actually see the buildings like 3D at an angle. And then they do actually stand up off the bottom of the map, so it's not all flat, it's all built up. It looks really good. And you head to...
for some reason, like that button down on the left bottom, there's the 3D button. For some reason, that's not coming up on mine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if that's an iPod thing or what, but it's not coming up on mine for some reason.
Maybe. Wait,
that's interesting.
Who knows?
There we go. Here's that's Canary Wharf anyway. Then you it just looks really good. If you go to New York, you can zoom right out, and it looks, and all the buildings are still there. And you know what New York looks like, how many buildings they've got. And this looks really cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that's an iPod thing or not, because for some reason that 3D button hasn't been coming up. It's only been the location button, so I'm having a bit of trouble with it. And there's actually been a bit of complaints with it, actually, by the way. Some of the maps are not correct. That's what I heard also on the news tonight. There's people being
it's a bit further zoomed out. It just looks really good. So
it looks really cool. Yeah. But actually, I don't know if I can get it.
So
I don't know why it doesn't work on mine, but that's the maps.
That sort of wraps up maps, and obviously you can do the route planning and use it as like a GPS as well, like before. But so they knew they got rid of YouTube, and YouTube brought out their own app. So
Google has brought up a own YouTube. That's a good update. That's a good an app. I think that's better than the other ones. More
and it's very
better.
If you go compare it to, it's very similar to Google Plus, like the layout of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Obviously, it's Google. So and then I've logged in, and all your subscriptions come up like on the website, and so yeah.
Yeah, you have to download that, by the way, guys. Free from the App Store if you just type in YouTube.
So
and you download it. I only discovered it yesterday, so.
The weather app's got a new look.
Didn't notice that.
Looks slightly different. So yeah, it's just a different look. It's not actually any different.
Right.
It still does the forecast and all that.
Yep.
And then you've got the you said iTunes has been updated, so you got the
the iTunes in the App Store. Yep.
It's a lot a lot easier to use, a lot easier to scroll through. You just drag it, and I like the way it's laid out. It looks a lot better. It looks like a mini version of iTunes. So and then you've got all the films, TV programs. You've got the App Store has been updated, and that looks the same, just apps.
That looks
you've got
Passbook as well.
I put them in a separate folder. You've got Find Friends, iBooks, iTunes U, and Passbook. They're the 4 new apps part of the iOS. So you've got Find Friends. I'm not really sure what this is for. I think it's just to add people on who. Well,
where you find your friends, where they live. Yeah, me and Mark did try that one.
Yeah, so you've got a map, and then you can just add. Oh, as an email.
We better put that down. That's what happened before. You better. Who's recording today?
Me.
Mark.
Oh, you have to bleep that out. We have to put a cover over it.
It's alright. And then iBooks is really good now. It's basically like the newsstand thing, but in book form.
Yeah.
So, and I actually got a free book last night, 101 Best Jokes, and you just click on it and it comes up. And it's like the basically a Kindle. So you just turn the page, and it's got all jokes in there. Obviously, there's loads of books, you can just go and buy them. So there's a store. If I go to the store, hang on. I don't need to get this thing up. Get out of this.
And the store's been updated, the iBook store as well, so it's
updated
as well.
You can actually put PDF files on it.
PDF and peep.
You can just change that. So the bookstore is the well, that's the one I was on. Hang on, it's just like the other stores. They all look the same. So That's the books. iTunes U. This is like the uni app, like where you can download textbooks and stuff. Like we talked about this before. Again, that looks the same. It's like books where you just scroll through and store your books on there. And Passbook. I'm not really sure what this would work for. I think it's like definitely the App Store. It works with the App Store, but says you can.
For some reason, has been working on mine. I've been clicking on it. It says it cannot connect, and a few people have had that problem. If you go
it comes
get
up.
now,
It comes up.
Yeah.
It says boarding cards, tickets, store cards, and
if you click the button down below, for some reason, well, for me, it comes up with cannot connect, and I am connected to Wi-Fi. I guarantee that. And people have had problems. Let's just see if it works for you.
It's taken a while.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've had that problem.
It's a bit buggy, probably. Yeah, it just says loading, but no, it hasn't come up. But
Anyway,
there you go.
yeah. Maybe Apple's still trying that out, but anyway.
And then the last thing, actually a couple more things. Just like even like like apps like the Mail, it's got like a bluish colour now. It's not grey.
Right.
And it's got a VIP folder where you can put like people's emails in if you got important stuff. One more thing. Music's changed. It looks totally different. And if you go to Now Playing, it's definitely more modern, the look.
Right.
Let me guess. So yeah, you can. Just looks better, silver and black, purely silver and black. So and it's still got the high speed scrubbing, different levels of scrubbing as you go down, and so yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. So iOS 6 for the iPhone 4S, the iPhone 4, the iPod Touch 4th generation. I think it's on the new iPad. It's on the iPad 2. It's not on the iPad 1, and it's also on, I believe, the iPhone 3GS. I think.
No.
I'm not really that
No,
sure.
I don't think it is. Also, I want to talk about something else.
I'm gonna.
You don't think it is?
The panorama thing as well.
Ah, right. Yeah, that's something I really want to. I don't have it on my iPod because.
Because let's just let me just take. Hang on, let's just try it. Because what you do is you do
it quickly
this.
because we know Mark has to go.
Yeah. And you go round like this, and it will show you my room, as in like it's nearly done. There you go. It's really good. Here we go. It's just. There we go. And it does like a room.
That's cool.
It's really cool. I like that.
So that's my room from round. Yeah. So
I'm looking forward to that when I get the iPod Touch. I'm very looking
Most
forward
definitely,
to that
yes.
when I get the iPod
That's
Touch.
very
It's
good.
really
I could like room tour my room.
So that was it. That's it.
Also,
So a lot of things to look forward to. Obviously, the iPod Touch coming out in October, and the iPod Nano, and of course the iOS 6 is now out. Finally, there's some very good features in it. I'm really loving that camera feature there, and it's just a very good software. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you can go to iTunes. You can plug your computer in and go to plug it into iTunes and update it if you haven't got the software updated on. If you haven't got iOS 5, I should say. But if you can also do it by not plugging it into anything, by going to the settings and then going to the software.
Can I talk about one more
thing?
thing?
You want to say something, Mark?
Yes. For the people who use iCloud.com on the website, they have changed that as well, if you haven't realised.
Ah.
You know iCloud?
Didn't know that.
Yes, they have changed iCloud.
Yeah.
I'll just go onto the website just now, just tell you what's on it. Now, originally you used to have the first three icons, which was Mail. Wait till it loads up. It's taking a long time. You said Mail, Contacts, Calendar, and Find iPhone. Find My iPhone. Now you have Notes, Reminders, and iWork, which is new stuff on it, which is I think is good.
That must be really good, yeah. Okay, alright, before we won't do the app of the week this week, we don't have time, we know, Mark, you have to get going. The YouTube app, we will do a full review of that next week on Macmania, because we didn't really, we did say about it, but we will do a review and see what we think of it next week, so that's coming up next week. We do also have More news coming up next week as well, including more news about the maps, which I did mention that there has been a bit of some people complaining about some of the parts of the maps are not correct. We'll keep that. We'll keep that posting on the Facebook page and the Twitter page and keep you up to date with that, and then we'll give you the news next Friday. Actually, I will mention this. I'm actually not going to be available next Friday, so we might have to maybe move the show to Thursday for that time if it's available, or you can just do it next Friday. I'm not going to be away again, but I'm going to be at a function. So
function.
Unfortunately, I won't be available.
I might not be here either next week, so
function, yes.
I might not be here either.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We will keep you posted on the Macmania Facebook page and Twitter. Remember, you can go like /Macmania71 and at Macmania71 on Twitter. And then you've also got the website at macmania71.weebly.com, and of course youtube.com/Macmania71 is where you can find the episodes right now. Okay, all right, we'll go through the links. Mark, do you want to start? Do you want to start with yours, Mark?
I'll make it easy, simple. YouTube, Mr. Mark UK1, Facebook, Mr. Mark UK1, Twitter, Mark94 UK, and SimGuru Mark. It's so simple.
Right,
Elliot?
Or
Mr. Mark UK1?
So, youtube.com/legendelliot94.
Not Mr. Mark UK1.
Twitter.com/legendelliot94. Facebook.com/legendelliot94 productions. Email legend894@gmail.com.
Email him. He's not Mr. Mark UK1.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no!
Okay. Well, that is it. That is it for another episode of Macmania, the 42nd episode of Macmania. We've got a few more episodes until the 50th. I don't even know what that noise is, but anyway, we won't matter about that.
I don't know what that noise is. It's like, it
I don't
sounds
know,
like
but
some sort
anyway.
of roundabout or something.
It's annoying me!
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on another episode of Macmania. We'll go let Mark go. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye!
Bye.